Old lady smoky eyes. Today I'm going to do a tutorial on my mom, and she's here with me, and we are going to try a smoky eye on an older lady today, because I know everyone kind of had wanted to know what I was going to do. So first I'm going to do her eyebrows. So I picked a nice neutral color to blend in with her eyebrows, and I'm going to use my angle brush again to blend those in. You shouldn't need a ton of eyeshadow with this. Try and blend the majority of it out with your angle brush. You don't want to get them too dark and look fake. Nice, it doesn't look too dark or anything, it just kind of blends in any areas where you have a little bald spot or anything, just kind of evens everything out. So then I'm going to take my stiffer brush and dip it in some more of like a neutral tan color, and that's going to be up on my brow bone. So we'll just dab that on there. I might want to go back later and use a little bit of white. I think that'll brighten it up a little bit because this matches her skin pretty well. Looks nice. Blend that all in from the edge of the eyebrow to the other end of the eyebrow. I use no primers or anything with my makeup because I actually think it makes my makeup come off faster. That's what I've found with primers. So I am applying makeup onto her face that she has already applied her concealers and foundation. And then I'm going to use my wider, more square, long bristled brush and dip it in the black for the smoky eye part of this, and I'm going to put it on the crease. Just follow her natural crease while her eyes are shut. And just do it right around. You can tell when their eyes are shut or when your eye is shut that you can see where that crease is in your eye, and you just want to follow that back and forth as dark as you want it. You don't always have to use black either. You could use a brown or a blue or whatever kind of smoky eye you're trying to achieve. And then I also do that little wing. Kind of helps open your eye up a little bit more and makes your eyes look bigger. So if you round it instead, it kind of makes your eyes look more open, but I like the more kind of Egyptian, I guess, look you would call it. It's wings out on the sides of their eyes, so I think it makes them look more open and wide. And I'm just doing the same thing on this other side. I know it looks kind of dark right now, but once we get the whole finished look, it doesn't look this dark and it blends in very well. Any little areas where it looks like you kind of went too far with the eyeshadow, I just like to take my finger dry and wipe away anything that looks like it got too low. I'll take my brush sometimes, my bigger foundation brush, and just blend away any areas where it looks like the eyeshadow doesn't belong. Make sure you brush off her cheeks, all the area where the black fell down, because your eyeshadow will fall down onto your face, and you want to make sure you get that off with a brush, not your hand. Then you're going to take this white eyeshadow, and I like to use an eyeshadow brush, And I'm going to just pat it on her eyes, which this white shows up really well on her because she's already pretty tan. So I'm going to use this eyeshadow brush right now for the white on both of her eyes, and then I'm going to go back and blend it with that stiffer brush that I use for the eyebrow bone. So if you were doing this on yourself, I like to tell people to keep their eyes open when they put on the black in their crease, because it's easier to tell where that is when your eyes are open. Sometimes when you do it when your eyes are shut, you have all the black underneath your crease, kind of more on your eyelid, and it makes your eyes look smaller. Keep that in mind when you're doing your makeup on yourself. So this is when I'm going to take the brush and just blend it out really good so you don't have any, super contrasting lines. This kind of gives it more of like a finished look. So here I'm wiping her cheeks away of all of that extra eyeshadow. Don't wipe it away with your hands because it will leave marks across your face. If you use the brush, it's a lot more gentle. Then I'm going to take that white again that I used on her lid and put it up near her brow bone. We did that tan earlier and it doesn't show up as well as I like, so I'm just going to put that right where I put the tan last time. Not a ton, just a little to brighten up her arch of her eyebrow. Now I'm going to take another angled brush and dip it in a black or a grayish. And I'm going to have her open her eyes, and I'm just going to put it halfway across from the outer edge of her eye to the inside instead of using eyeliner. I think eyeliner can be a little too harsh, especially on older people. When you use the angle brush with shadow, you can blend it out a lot better and it's more subtle. So now I'm just having her close her eyes, and I'm doing the same thing just on the top, just to kind of connect those two little wings there on each end to the corner of her eye. I'm doing this on the top as well to connect the bottom dark to the top to the arch. So when her eye is open, it'll look very together. Alright, then I'm going to take her powder and her powder brush. Just get that all over around her face, just for that last little finished clean look. So this wipes away any extra eyeshadow and just polishes everything up, makes everything look not greasy or anything like that. I love to end all of the powdery makeup that I've used with this. And then after this step is when I do the wet stuff like liquid eyeliner, lipstick, mascara, all that kind of stuff. I wait till after this step. Now we are going to use some blush. I like to use the loose powder blush. This I think might be a little pink for her. If you're a little more tan, you want to use more of like a plum purplish color. I think works really well. But either way, you don't want to use a ton. You don't want to know exactly where you put it. You just want a really subtle rosy cheek. And I like to add a little to your nose too. And now we're going to try the liquid eyeliner. Mix it up really good before you use it. And I know this is the tricky part for older people because they say that it gets caught up in their wrinkles on their eyelids or anything like that. But just have your eye totally closed. Swipe it on there. Little swipes work the best. I'm going to add a wing onto here. You can choose to do that or not. I think both looks are really nice. But adding her wing on there, I'm just going to slowly kind of fan out to the edge. You don't have to do anything crazy long. Even a tiny little wing will look great when your eyes are open. So don't think you have to go really long with it or anything. I like to take an angled brush for older gals and blend this black in with that, so you can kind of get away with not having an absolute perfect line across your lid. It's more blended. Everyone's gonna make mistakes here. It's a tricky thing to master, but if you do get any little area that's not in line and it's not gonna look good where you put it, take a finer tipped makeup sponge or eyeshadow brush. Just get it wet, a really little bit damp, and wipe away any little area where there's something that you don't want there. If it's a simple, easy fix where you just got a little dot of something somewhere, just take your finger and try and wipe it off. But as you can see, I got her wing a little longer on one side than the other. So I'm going to take this more fine tip sponge after I got it a little wet and just wipe away any little area where it looks like it's not going to match the other side. So we're human, it's not going to be perfect. So just always have a little backup plan, because everyone screws up. It's tough to make it perfect, especially if you're doing it on yourself. Now I'm going to take my mascara. She currently has eyelash extensions from me, so I'm not going to do anything crazy. So I'm going to use this telescopic mascara with the little round brush on the top. Fan it out on the top of her lashes and then just lift them up on the bottom with this. I'm not going to go overboard. I'm just trying to get the dust from the eyeshadow off so she can have a perfectly black. And then I'm going to have her open and I'm going to do her bottom lashes. Depends on how long your lashes are. You might want to do this step first. Do the bottom lashes first and then the top. But I'm just going to kind of go back and forth with the mascara brush just on that area where we put the black eyeshadow on the bottom. Not going to go all the way across into her nose area. I'm just going to stay on the edges with the mascara. Applying the second coat now. Looking good. And we are done. That is the smoky eye for old ladies, as you guys call it. You guys look great though. You're not old ladies. We are going to do a little lip too. We might as well while I got you here. So that's the finished eyes. Now we're going to do some lips, which I'm going to start with some lip liner for her. So I'm just going to use a more subtle-ish pink. And I just like to do the very center of the lips. So there's the pink lip liner, and we're just going to do her. Then I'm going to take her favorite lipstick. It's a little shimmery, kind of purpley tan color. It's pretty. Apply that on, and then she's going to use her finger to spread that out and make it look right. Get it down as far as your bottom lip goes, and then you can dab it on there as well just to make sure it's good coverage. Perfect. And that is my mom, Bridget Newman, her finished look. Looks really good, and I think that's more of an everyday kind of smoky eye that you could definitely get away with wearing all the time, even if you are 44. So I hope you guys liked it, and thanks a ton. We'll see you later at my next video.